Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft. We have 6 drafts of Bloomburrow left and we got some winnings to do because we have not done a lot of that so far. But that's all in the past. We're looking toward the future. We're going to try to do the best we can with what's presented in front of us today and to go from there and have a good time doing it. Maybe we'll try some decks that might be a little bit off the wall here from the beginning to the end, or from now to the end of the format as well, just to try some different things, because what I'm doing clearly isn't working. So let's see what we can find here. We've got Dream, Do, and Transfer for the Frogs deck, and Essence Channeler for the Bats deck. Both of these kind of only fit into one deck. I do like both of these cards. I think Essence Channeler is a little bit better. It's cheaper. I do like the Bats deck a little bit more than the Frogs deck. I would like playing the Frogs deck, it's just... it's hard to get into, I've found. Now he'll say that. I was about to say, Splash Portal and Pond Profit are the cards that would want to pull me into the Bats deck as opposed to the... sorry, into the Frogs deck as opposed to the Bats deck. And of course we see both of those cards here. So that's just perfect. But we're looking forward, not back. So here it is. Do I take a Moonrise Cleric? Because it does go really well with the Essence Channeler. There's a Byway Barterer, fine. Pond Profit, like I said. I mean, there is Savor. If we're in specifically black-white, this is going to be so much better than Moonrise Cleric. And not to mention, this could even wheel as well. We don't necessarily have to be even specifically black-white. Savor is one of the best removal spells in the set, one of the best commons in the set in general. So I think it's fine to take it here. No white cards in the pack, except for Head of the Homestead, which kind of counts, kind of not. Could have had a heck of a Frogs deck if I had 50-50 that first pick correctly, but I didn't, so here we are. Psychic Whirl and Thornplate Intimidator, not really that great. I might just take the Fireglass Mentor to go with the Savor and just hedge my bets toward black-red as opposed to black-white here. I don't think any of these other cards really pull me in a direction that I'm not going. I mean, the Sentinel with Savor's not too bad, but black-red isn't a deck I have drafted a ton necessarily either. Here's another Frog. There is a Glide Dive Duo to go for the Bats deck. There's a Steam Path Charger for Lizards. Teapot Slinger I don't really think is where you want to be. Baker's Bane Duo is quite good as well. I could take that and then just take like 4 cards in 4 different decks basically so far. But I think the Glide Dive Duo works well in really either of the decks that we're drafting. So I'll go ahead and take that here. Which one is this one? 3 mana 1/4 haste. When you cast an instant or sorcery, create a token that's a copy of this and then exile it at the beginning of the next end step. I don't think that's very good. So we've got Soothsayer and Cleric. I think I'll take the Cleric here. No real red cards that are very good for us. So we'll just go back towards a black-white deck here. And now there is Sonar Strike. In Bat specifically, I feel like this is pretty good. So I'll go ahead and take this. Over, honestly, not much, really. Polywallop for Frogs. Another Sonar Strike, Ruthless Negotiation. Yeah, I think it's a pretty easy Sonar Strike here. Got a Parting Gust to potentially exile a creature or bounce one of your own. Could work well with Glide Dive Duo and a Rabbit Response. I'll take this. Please don't tell me the Entrancer wheeled. Good, it didn't. That would have made me feel horrible. If we're thinking Bats, honestly, I don't think any of this is particularly great. Lizards, also not. I guess I'll just take the Rabbit Response and throw it in the sideboard. Here's a Warren Elder. The Splash Portal did wheel, though. The Pond Profit did not. So there's a chance there's like one Frogs drafter at the table. But again, I do think we have a good start with Essence Channeler. The card is very good. Hopefully we can find some Life Creed duos and some ways to gain and potentially lose life on our own turn. Some more payoffs in black-white might be nice. Only a couple cards for us here. Nettle Guard, Agate Blade Assassin, and Glide Dive Duo. Everything else, there's a Fabled Passage, I guess, too, but I don't really need that. I mean, the Agate Blade Assassin works well in the Bats deck because it does trigger them losing and you gaining. There's also another Glide Dive Duo. I don't think I need necessarily two of these. This is a really sad pack 2 pick 1, but it's what we got to make here. What on earth is that? Whatever it is, I'm not playing it. 4 mana, Star. I don't even need to read it here. Okay, so we've got Bright Blade Stoat versus Intrepid Rabbit. Both of these are very good for the deck. I have not played a lot of Intrepid Rabbits lately. Earlier on in the format, this was the card that was actually boosting up my win percentage to a respectable level, because I did draft it quite a bit, but I haven't drafted it a lot lately. But Bright Blade Stoat does exactly what we want to be doing with this kind of deck, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take that. I could be wrong on that, though. Saver here, maybe we wheel another Cleric. We're not getting really any of the payoffs, unfortunately. We've got Essence Channeler, and honestly, that's the only card in our entire deck that actually cares if we have gained or lost life, so we do have to keep an eye out for those kind of cards going forward. Feather of Flight, not great when most of your cards already fly. Sonar Strike number 3, probably don't need that. Dire Sight is a way to lose life on your turn and a little bit of card draw. I think playing one of these is fine. And Repel Calamity. I think we're fine on removal so far. So I'll take the Dire Sight and really hope we can find some payoffs. This is kind of a payoff. It's not a great one, but I mean, in this deck, this card is fine. Harvest Stride Host is much more for rabbits. There's another duo here, but I'm going to go ahead and take the 4-drop. Another Agate Blade Assassin, Harvest Stride Host, or Pileated Provisioner. I think I'll just take the card that synergizes and really hope we can just get access. I mean, white looks to be wide open here. I'm just not seeing any of the bats cards, really. I mean, I've got a bunch of 2s. Builder's Talent, you say. Whenever one or more non-land, non-creatures enter, you get a counter. What do we have for that? We have Double Saver, which makes food. That's about it so far. Who knows? Builder's Talent, when I said earlier in this video, maybe we could build towards some interesting build-arounds. This was one card in my mind, but we got it so late, I'm not really sure we could build around it that well. So, Impact 3, we are really looking to fill out the deck with some payoffs. Because we've got, gosh, there's nobody drafting blue here. We've got a lot of cards that both let us gain life and let them lose life, but really not a lot of ways to like capitalize on that happening. I think our deck is, Sonar Strike second to last pick. Like, I think bats are relatively open here. And I guess we're splashing a Yigra and figuring out how to do so, because that card is busted. 5 mana 6/6. Sack of food for ward. All other creatures are food, including theirs. And whenever a creature, or a food, I guess, goes into a graveyard, this thing gets 2 counters. Maybe we can wheel the Haven or the Grotto. Banishing Light would be fine, but we are definitely splashing Yigra. That card is, like I said, busted here. Thoughtstalker Warlock. Nice little value creature to go into the 3-drop slot. Not much else for us here. Not really seeing the payoffs yet. There wasn't any fixing in that pack either. So I'm hoping to get, you know, an Uncharted Haven, a Grotto, and some payoffs for bats. That's what I'm hoping to fill out the rest of this deck with here. I'm relatively fine with the cards we have. Okay, well, here's the Life Creed duo I said I really wanted access to. But there is a Fell. We have 2 Savers, a Parting Gust, some Sonar Strikes. I think Life Creed duo might wheel. Probably not, but I can't pass up on Fell. That card is too efficient. Oh, why do you put me in these weird spots? I really want to take the Life Creed duo again, but Downwind Ambusher is just such a busted card. This card is very good on power. I mean, what you can even do is block with your Blightblade Stoat, and before regular damage, the Ambusher kills that creature, which is a nice little combo. You can use Sonar Strike with Ambusher, and gosh, I really did want the Life Creed duos, but I gotta take the great cards when they're here. Bandit's Talent, I don't think is... That's the kind of card you take pack 1, pick 1, and just kind of build around. We do have a Psychic Whirl, but I don't think I'll take that there. I don't think I'm also playing a 4th Sonar Strike. I could play Mudflat Village. I'll decide in deck building what I want to do there. Another Waxwane Witness. Still no fixing necessarily. I'm really hoping the Grotto... Oh, there we go. See, pick 7. We finally get a payoff. It's not the best one, but it's a fine one. So the deck is open. We're just not really seeing the cards. Glide Dive duo. Alright, give me fixing. Oof, Yeager, I don't know if you're going to happen. Yikes, okay. I didn't see any fixing that last pack there. This might not happen. I don't want to just throw 3 forests in my deck just to make this happen. As good as this card is, I don't think that's the way to go about it. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and build this deck and review with you why I made the decisions that I did after deck building. Alright, after deck building, this is where I ended up. I didn't actually have a ton of cards to cut. I cut the Yeager because we just really did not have the fixing for it. Was really hoping I'd get some of those a little bit late, but the last pack we kind of got rewarded with, you know, the Mentor, the Ambusher, Fell. There's a lot of good cards we picked up in pack 3, and if there was fixing, I had to take the better cards over it. I thought. I mean, I could have taken the fixing and then not played these and played the Yeager, which might have been good, but the deck is pretty consistent, I think. 3 Sonar Strikes with 7 Bats. 2 Warren Elders, they're kind of just filling in the holes of the deck a little bit. Parting Gust, Fell, Double Saver as removal here. So yeah, double Agate Blade Assassin in the 2s, got a couple of 3s, a couple of 5s. You know, I think this is better than the last Bats deck that we played that didn't do great, but I don't think it's as good as the one Bats deck on the channel that did Trophy. But I do think it's a pretty decent one here, so we're going to give this one a shot in the queues. And before we do, don't forget about the sponsor and partner of today's video, W Energy, which is an 0 sugar, 0 calorie energy drink brand. Go ahead and check out w.gg and use code DAILYDRAFT for 10% off all of your purchases if you are in the market for some more energy drink products in your life. Thanks for your consideration on that, and I'll see you in game number 1. Here we are going first, and the hand looks pretty good. I think I'm going to lead on Agate Blade Assassin, that way I can play Essence Channeler on 3 and immediately get a trigger. And then it goes up to a 3/2, Gossip's Talent. So whenever a creature you control enters, you surveil one. Sure. And if you lose life on your turn, this thing gets Flying and Vigilance, and Dire Sight is a way to lose life on your turn. Sticky Tongue has Reach. But I do have a Saver here to help me out. So let's just likely just use the saver here if they do choose to block. Kill the creature, play the Warren Elder. Into next turn, we've got Parting Gust. And if we draw a land, we could also Dire Sight. So that's not too bad. That'll give us some pretty good attacks with the Parting Gust. 2 mana, exile a non-token creature. Give them a 1/1, basically. So if the gift wasn't promised, it comes back. Okay. I haven't cast Parting Gust yet in the format, so I want to make sure I do that correctly. That is likely something I will be getting rid of here. So let's gift the fish. Resolves. Cast the Dire Sight. Not that it really matters necessarily. Could probably do better than a Warren Elder here. But the Sonar Strike seems fine. Attacking, blocking, or tapped creature. Sure. I guess we technically have lethal? No, because we don't have a way to lose life. And give it flying again. Interesting. I guess we just go to combat here and see what they have. See if they have Dire Downdraft, maybe? They have to have something for the Channeler. Looks like they do. My guess is Dire Downdraft. Run away together. Okay. That's fine. Go to damage. Let's tap this here. Tap this here. Send it back. Sure. May as well. I didn't really have anything else to do there, and we actually got a win. Better than our last draft. Alright, we're up first again, and Dire Sight's going to help us get to the 4th land to cast these here. If we don't hit it before turn 3 anyway. We have a 2-drop. Now we have a better 2-drop, so we'll play this one. Okay. Let's get on in. I could just cast Warren Elder here as opposed to Dire Sight. Yeah, let's get another creature down. It's not the most mana efficient thing to do, but next turn I can play the Witness, and this does trigger if you gain or lose life, so it gets +1/+0 and Vigilance. Or no, just +1/+0, so I can next turn land this, following turn this, following turn refill the hand while triggering them. That's close. Okay. go ahead and threaten a combat trick here. They might just not block. Okay, they did. Good for them. And the nice way that this is currently ordered is that this will deal its first strike damage before this deals damage, which means you will gain life, which this will get +1/+0. But that means this has to actually have attacks, is the key for that to even, like, matter. Mind Drill Assailant. Now it doesn't have attacks anymore. Or does it? Kinda? Not really. I think I just want to play another Waxwing Witness. And then next turn I can threaten all kinds of things. So let's just get some flyers on the board here. Next turn I can give him +2/+0 and then also hold up Saver. Well, nope, I can't do that because Mudflat Village only does that for creature spells. So that's why I don't usually like these. I think this one is a little bit better. Oh, I did not need a Plains. Let's start here. I mean, both of those seem fine. Yeah, I'll keep them, I guess. These trigger here. As long as one of them hits our opponent here, we can Thought Seize. So let's see if either one of them will make contact. Okay, let the other one hit. Okay, we did, in fact, make contact. So let's do Thoughtstalker Warlock. Hopefully no counterspell. Dazzling Denial, maybe. Plume Creed Escort. Do they get hexproof? Target creature. Okay, no. Cool, cool. Alright, guess we're getting rid of Wear Down. Okay, let's start here. They drew some sort of instant. I don't think Warren Elder really does it either. So I can Savor their Plume Creed Escort. It doesn't give me the greatest of attacks necessarily. I know they have some sort of instant, so I don't really want to play into that now that I know that's what they have. So I'll play it slightly safe here. I can just Savor on their end step. Oh, okay. That's what that was. I forgot about that ability. So it might have, they might not have had anything. It might just have been the Mind Drill Assailant there. But I wanted to make sure I didn't get blown out. Okay, surveilled 2 lands into the yard. Have 1. I think I will... Okay, that I don't care about in the slightest. I mean, are they planning on blinking it or something? Sure. Alright, well, let's attack with everything, I guess. And what's the worst that could happen here? I mean, I've got Warren Elder activation, I've got Saver, Sonar Strike, I've got so many things I could do. Yeah, didn't work out. Alright, look at this deck go. Starting on the draw this time, Saver is likely good enough to make this hand keepable. Warlock is a probably not gonna Thought Seize them this time, but should be alright. See if we draw maybe an Agate Blade Assassin on turn 2. That wouldn't be too bad. Steam Path Charger. Alright, I'm probably just gonna savor that here. I mean, I could wait to see something else, but they could have a combat trick, so let's just go ahead and get rid of that now. Okay, red, white. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna probably just kill this, but that would just be a straight 2-for-1, so I'd be fine with that. Next turn we can Stoat and Sonar Strike, and the following turn we can Duo. Okay, got rid of a Rabbit response, so at least we don't have to deal with that in the late game. Chose not to kill it. Interesting. I played the wrong land there. I could have played a Plains, played Brightblade Stoat, and held up Parting Gust. So that was definitely the wrong land to play. It doesn't usually come up like that, but hopefully it doesn't matter. Because I'm not going to be casting Sonar Strike this turn. Yeah, I would have loved to Parting Gust. Although, now this does have First Strike. This is going to work out quite well. Yeah, that worked out okay, I guess. Got a little lucky there. Now, Parting Gust for their next big threat. Could be that. We'll have to see. Alright, I'm over the lands. I'm over the lands. I can Parting Gust in response to them using some sort of Valiant trick here. So I'm going to have them block the Stoat and then go for Valiant and then get rid of it. That is my plan. So I will gift you your fish. And would very much like to draw a non-land here. Okay, that's a creature. And it blocks what I've got going on. That's a land. Alright, Glide Dive Duo to the end. Sure. They chose not to Offspring, interestingly. Okay, now it looks like it'll die. What is that? It's pretty good. So it gives something flying, and they draw 2. Alright. That does work. Let's see if they choose to block here. Can't do anything about that. Alright, this thing usually hasn't done a whole lot on the battlefield, but looks like they're going to get some serious value out of it here now. Yeah, I mean, they're just drawing extra cards off of that. So that thing has reach too. Not that I have a flyer anymore, but... Can't decide how to attack here. Looks like they chose not to. Not that I'm really doing a ton. I mean, these two can get a couple of triggers, but they are at 4, not 2. Not exactly. They probably thought this gave all their creatures +1/+0, but that is not how that works. Okay, that's a flyer, but again, this has a reach. I mean, I need Fell, I guess, is what I need to draw. Nice little combo here. Get to loot away that, or rummage away that last land. They could technically do that every turn. That should be it here. As long as they don't have life gain. And there we go. All right, got to 3-0 by top decking the Glide Dive duo. Took us quite a few draw steps, but we got there. All right, we are up first this time, and unfortunately, I do not think this is a keepable hand. We have so many 2-drops in the deck. We don't have a play till 4. We're not even guaranteed to cast anything, so I think I gotta send it back. Go ahead and keep this here, and then I guess I have Fell, so I don't really need the Parting Guest. This is kind of how I'm looking at my hand. I need some more lands, obviously, but don't we all? So now we just gotta hope for the lands. That's what happens when you mulligan. You get stuck with too few or too many lands, and it's tough to figure out where to go from there. So we did manage to top deck the land. So that is nice. 3 reds. Valley Flamecaller. That is a good card that I think will need to die to Fell here. So let's go ahead and kill that. Get on in. Alright, found their other color. And what's the play? A Cindering Cutthroat. 4/3. Sure. I could use Sonar Strike, but I'd rather get another flyer down, so let's just do this. Doesn't have a reach, does it? No. Okay. Okay, I assume Witness is dying, and there it goes. Hopefully we draw land for Glide Dive Duo here. There we go. Now we have more flyers, and we are gaining life like it's nobody's business. All of the mountains, none of the swamps. Okay, down goes Duo. Still a 4-turn clock here. I think they're thinking about killing it, but maybe just not wanting to do so. Because it's not the best of creatures, but it's getting the job done here, that's for sure. Downwind Ambusher. I mean, that kills their charger here, but does it do anything else? Not really. Let's see if they've got the removal for the cleric here. I guess this does have flash, so I'll just pass it back here. Let's go ahead and attempt to kill this little guy. And I guess that was enough. Creatures and removal. Who knew? It's a good combination. Alright, starting on the draw here. We've got early removal. I think we can keep this because we can remove their creatures before we start playing our own. Again, it's a little slow, but like I said, we've got the removal, so we can hopefully... Alright, so question is, do I fell this right now? I think I do, because it feels pretty bad to do this, but giving them an extra mana here is not great, and then they have an extra mana for the rest of the game. They can start ramping out 4 and 5 drops, so don't really like that. Let's go ahead and cast the Dire Sight. And yeah, those are fine. Yeah, I'll keep those. Let's see what they got here. Sticky Tongue Sentinel. That does block the Witness, kind of. I say that because if I can gain or lose life, it's a 3/4, so not really, but it is a decent card. Do they have Shore Up here? Ooh, Essence Channeler. Well, I think I gotta be mana efficient, play the 4-drop. They do not have Shore Up. I could play Channeler before the Duo, which would get me a trigger on it, but that's tough to do. That's very mana inefficient to do it that way. That's a better creature to play this turn. Next turn I can then do Channeler and Ambusher, and then the following turn Duo and Sonar Strike. They've got unblockability, but I've got life gain and pressure in the air here. And I'm not even susceptible to, like, just one removal spell necessarily. Like, I've got good creatures, and if they kill them, I just play also more good creatures. Okay, so they stole my creature instead. Interesting. So I have to kill them, hopefully, before this thing untaps here. I'm going to hold up the Downwind Ambusher. Probably just cast it as a 4/2 unless it doesn't have good attacks. Oh, now I guess I have a creature to kill, so that makes it easier. Next turn I can duo and Sonar Strike. I do not like that they stole my creature. That is very rude of them. Ooh, they get it. Oh, now they're going to bounce their Pond Prophet here. No, it only lets them bounce the thing that they hit with, right? You may exile it, but then they can do that and bounce the Pond Prophet. Okay, yeah, that... Do I want to kill this instead? Because they're going to untap their Sticky Tongue Sentinel here by... So I can Sonar Strike it right now, or I can Downwind Ambusher their Pond Prophet. Let's let them attempt to bounce their Pond Prophet here. Oh, they didn't. Okay, strange. That works for me. So now we do this, get the double trigger here, and attack for a bunch. Oh, is this a tapped creature as well? Okay, well then in that case... Oh, I missed an extra point of damage. I thought this was only attacking creatures, so let's just do this then. So that would have given me an additional... Oh, given me an additional 2. Oh, okay, well, now you know. Now you know. But hopefully this is still enough to survive here. Or, I mean, still get lethal. We'll have to see. Hopefully I didn't just punt that away. I mean, it's the difference between 4 damage and... Or 4 life and 2 life, so it's not like I just would have won. But... Yeah, so we did still get it there. Alright, what are we now? 4-0? Let's keep on going. We are, in fact, 5-0, not 4-0. So now the question is, can we keep this hand? Oof, man, if we draw a Plains, of which we have 9 in the deck, it ends up being pretty good with an Essence Channeler. We have removal. It's also potentially just like I lose without being able to play kind of game. I think we can mulligan. Yeah, let's go ahead and send that back. And ooh, this is the hand of the 2 drops. I guess I'll send one of the Warren Elders back. And I believe I'm going to start with one of these 3 here. I don't know which, but I can get the trigger on the Essence Channeler next turn. So let's start here. And then I play Channeler attack, hopefully. Hopefully this has attacks. Oh. Well, now they get to decide what to take here. Probably going to be the Essence Channeler, I would think. There it goes. That's a saver, but I need to get more creatures down. Yeah, I mean, we took the mulligan, we stuck on 2 lands, so it's not like I'm doing the best I can with this game. It's just sometimes you just have to mulligan and lose. Yeah, they also have an incredible curve out here. I mean, these cards, they're just, it's turn, what, 3? 4? This can't attack. That technically can, but it can hold these things back. So I need to just do this and pass and hope they don't have removal, but chances are they probably will. They haven't used one yet. And then next turn, if I hopefully draw a swamp, I can play another creature and kill one of theirs, but there's a lot of hopefullys I need in this game. Gosh, they got a nice little lizards deck. Do I successfully hold back their whole team, though? No, but, I mean, they just threw that away, right? Patchwork banner and a land. So at least they missed on the patchwork banner here. Alright, we did find the swamp, so that's pretty good. I still don't think I'm in a position necessarily to be attacking, so... I mean, I guess I could. I've got the saver. I'd like to use that in combat to prevent some sort of combat trick or something. Worst case, I could just kill the Fireglass Mentor so they don't get card value off the top of their deck. I think if they just pass the turn, I'm probably just going to savor the Mentor for that reason. The Gecko also rummages, though. That's a rare. What does that do? Return target creature to the battlefield if the gift, that creature isn't legendary, which it's not. Create a token that's a copy of it. Yikes. So I have to kill the token now so I don't just like die to being drained out next turn, I guess. Fell. Could I fell down the Valley Rot Collar? Do I really need to do that, though, is the question. Because, again, they don't really have great attacks with it. I can just block with all of my creatures. So I'm just going to play this one. Again, send it back. We're kind of at a board stall here. Alright, I guess they don't have anything. See what their post-combat play is. A Glide Dive duo of their own. Should I fell that now? That, I mean, I can start attacking with my own Glide Dive duo. I think I will, because that lets me start to actually get some pressure on them here. And I'm not going to activate the Warren Elders, so I could do that on blocks. Okay, doing that again. See if they kill something in response here. Nope, just going for the trigger and the mentor, I guess. Land and patchwork banner chose... No, double land, I guess. Okay, cutthroat. That's fine. Killing the Stoat, that's less fine. Sonar Strike is pretty good here. They've got a nice deck. They're certainly making me work for it. Alright, Sonar Strike could potentially blow them out pretty good here. Okay, that worked out. And a Barkform Harvester. Has a reach, but not enough to block the duo. Parting Gust, pretty good. I could actually use that on my own duo here. I don't think I need to do that just yet. Beginning of the next end step. So if they go to remove it, I could do that, though. Because then I'd have a 4/4 and I'd get the trigger. Okay. Downwind Ambusher, also pretty good. Okay, let's see if they have some sort of trick. Alright, so we will gift them the fish. Resolves. Go to damage. And... do I just kill the mentor right now? No, I'm gonna wait. In the event that they try to get some attacks in here. They are cycling through some lands. 13 cards left in deck. Interesting. Wow. Thank goodness for this gecko. Otherwise they would be in a world of hurt right now. And I think I'm actually okay just trading that off. Got my nice 2-for-1, fine with that. I should have actually, that's interesting. I should have played this before combat, and the reason that is because if they had a land in hand, this would not have been able to make them discard it, whereas if I played it before, they had to discard the only card they had left in their hand. So that was actually a small mistake, an interesting spot that usually doesn't come up. But if they only have one card left in hand, play this before you deal damage to them. That's a way to guarantee that you get the card no matter what. We got lucky that it was actually a creature that we could get out of their hand, but it's a small little thing there. Let's just start pinging them, getting them in for more here. Use Warren Elder. They have to make some ugly double blocks if they want to actually, like, have this work out for them. Like, these aren't going to work out very well because of the Warren Elder. They would have to double block an Agate Blade Assassin or double block the Thoughtstalker Warlock. Yeah, so they did choose... No. They know that this is probably their only way out here is the Gecko, so... Let me go ahead and do that. And I will play the land, and the reason I'm doing that is if I draw a land next turn, I can then activate this twice, which might end up being the difference. So that's why I played the land there. They could have that 4 mana return 2 target creatures from the graveyard to the hand card. Nocturnal something, or Hazel's Nocturne, that's what it is. That's what they could have. They keep looking in their graveyard. And they haven't conceded yet, so they have something. Consumed by Greed. Okay, yeah, that does work. Nice top deck there. That means we do win on the spot next turn with double Agate Blade Assassin. Even if they kill one of them, we could still do it. And there we go. We got the W. There we go. All right, 6-0. Let's cross our fingers we can get one more out of the next 3. Okay, so this is the awkward spot with villages here. The village lands, this is our only black source in hand, and you can only use this for black to cast a creature. Now, in this hand, it's fine, because we can cast this, and this, and this. But if we draw any of our black removal spells or something, and not a swamp, we can't cast it. Now, that being said, I think this is fine enough to keep. Hoping that we draw a swamp at some point. I don't need another plains, I'll tell you that. But we will see here. Going against green-white, and there is the swamp. So let's just do this. Just to make them think we're a little mana screwed, which we kind of are, but not in the way they think. Green, white, and red. Okay, that's Naya. And I was gonna say, there is a rare that costs green, white, and red that I hope they don't have. But they did. So the turn 3 Balin the Haymaker. Sure. Can't really block. Sonar Strike. Well, it's very mana inefficient to do it this way, so the question is, like, if they play something that makes a token, I have to take 8 next turn, and then I play Glide Dive Duo, and then they do it all over again? I'm gonna risk it. Well, if they don't play a token, I could block this here. Yeah, let's actually just no attacks play this, and then next turn we can play the duo, and the following turn have Sonar Strike. We just have to hope we're alive by then. Oh, alright, well then we probably just lose. I mean, they played a nice rare on 3, and then Hunter's Talent. Hunter's Talent's too good. And I'm playing this game having drawn, I think, 4 out of 5 lands here. I think I drew the duo, and that... No. Wait, no, I drew a Sonar Strike. Everything else was in my opening hand. So I've drawn 4 lands and a Sonar Strike. I was right, 4 out of 5 lands. Okay. So, Hunter's Talent, +1/+0, and Trample. Yeah, that gives them attacks for 7 this turn. If they want to use the Hunter's Talent, which I think they would. Okay, now they attack for 8. Alright, do I block with the duo? I think I do. Whoa. I can get it back with the Mudflat Village, actually. So let's block there. Ugh, that's 5 lands. I've drawn 5 lands and 1 non-land this game. What else could I get? I can get the Witness, but it's probably not as good. Sure. I have to take 4 now. Oh, that's 6 out of 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lands, 10 lands. I guess this is just a way to gain a life here. Yeah, I have not drawn anything but a Sonar Strike and 6 lands so far today in this game, so can we fight through that? I do not know. +1/+0, so they're going to be able to attack with both of these things here now. Alright, go to 3. Can I draw literally anything? No. I drew 7 lands and 1 non-land that entire game. The RNG did not want us to get the 7-0 today. Alright, this hand looks fine here. Got a bunch of 2s again. Some ways to gain early life. There's a rare 1-drop. So they could just make this right into a 2-3 if they wanted. And if they do, it's going to be pretty far out of range almost already. Yeah. So I pretty much have to Sonar Strike this, like, next turn, basically. Feels pretty bad to do that, because... yeah, I mean, they're all in on it, it looks like. Especially if they put the counter on it right now. But, I mean, I'm already at 14. Oof, I hate that card. Alright, well, I hate doing this, but I think I need to Sonar Strike. Well, I'm going to gain a little bit of life here with the Stoat, so I could Stoat and then Thoughtstalker Warlock. The thing is... Oh, and only once each turn. Okay, so that can't get bigger than 4 next turn. So let's Thoughtstalker Warlock here. Get anything scary out of their hand. And then I can still use Sonar Strike next turn, maybe? Oh. That is a scary hand. They're not guaranteed to be able to cast either of these anytime soon. And the Guard Mouse with the Rallier is a pretty big issue, so I think I'm just going to take that. And really hope they don't top deck a mountain or a swamp here. Ooh, I forgot about the Heartfire Hero Raccoon Rallier thing as well. Yeah. This is tough. This is going to keep growing and eventually hit us as well. Yeah, we have a lot of problems. We need to draw some more removal, and we need to draw a lot of things. Can I get a bat? No, I do not have a bat. So let's do this. Go to combat, get in with both, and then play some more life gain, I guess. So we need some more removal, and we need it pretty quick. They are getting a little bit mana screwed here, but I don't know. Okay, I'll take that. Alright, Parting Gust does exile. That is nice. But I'm going to get some more creatures on the battlefield first. And then I'm not going to die at 11 this turn, I don't think. And then Parting Gust next turn could potentially get us out of this here. Alright, we did finally turn around this format and got ourselves a 7-1. That means both trophies that I have in Bloomburrow are with black-white decks. Interesting statistic. But for those of you that are still here at this point in the format, rooting me on, thank you for your help. Drop a subscribe if you haven't already, if you're still here and aren't subscribed. It means you enjoyed something about the content today. Thanks for your viewership today, and I'll see you next time for your daily draft.